Indy Mogul.
Michael Bay made Megan Fox a star. Then she compared him to Hitler, so he decided to make someone else a star. And in typical Bay fashion, he plucked his newest discovery from a Victoria's Secret commercial he was directing. Victoria's Secret angel Rosie Huntington-Whiteley. Can she act? Who cares? Megan Fox claims her audition for the first Transformers film was washing Bay's car wearing a skimpy outfit. But will audiences accept Rosie as the new Megan? And does Rosie really want to be the new Megan, considering that really hasn't worked out so well, even without the Bay feud? Regardless, this British model couldn't have asked for a better silver screen debut, and she's already being treated like a movie star. From her Female Star of Tomorrow award at the important CinemaCon Theater Owners Trade Show in Las Vegas, to her Hollywood boyfriend, Jason Statham. Undoubtedly, Huntington-Whiteley will make a big splash in one of this summer's most anticipated films, but will she deliver a beautiful swan dive or belly flop? As we wait to find out, let's take a look at the most notable models who've made the switch to acting, or didn't. Let's start with a model who's also just trying to make it in Hollywood, Brooklyn Decker. Most famous for her work with Sports Illustrated, Decker slowly worked her way to the silver screen, first as the host for a behind-the-scenes Sports Illustrated television special, then to guest roles on television, and finally with this year's Just Go With It. Decker will also be seen in the upcoming Battleship, but has yet to break free of typical model stunt casting. Speaking of model stunt casting, the producers of The Mask wanted a knockout to play sexy lounge singer Tina Carlisle, so they looked to the catwalk. They ultimately decided on an unknown yet working model named Cameron Diaz. Diaz was an instant hit with audiences, yet she chose her follow-up projects carefully, opting for smaller indie films rather than more model stunt casting. Her strategy paid off, and she's now one of the highest-paid actresses in Hollywood. Another model-turned-actress who took control of her own fate is Milla Jovovich. Although she graced the pages of top fashion magazines, Jovovich was determined to be an actress, and landed roles in Return to Blue Lagoon, Chaplin, and Dazed and Confused. But it was her role in The Fifth Element that put her on the Hollywood map, and was the beginning of her career as an action star. However, while Jovovich certainly works hard and is legitimized by solid box office numbers, she also has a tendency to marry her directors. Marrying your way into Hollywood was a strategy also used by Rebecca Romijn, who significantly increased her pop culture status by marrying John Stamos in 1998. She even changed her name to capitalize on his popularity. This attention put her in a prime position for when one of the greatest model stunt casting opportunities of all time came about, the role of Mystique in X-Men. See, to lure fanboys into the theater, Bryan Singer got the idea of having a model play the role in nothing but blue body paint and some carefully placed prosthetics. The role made Romijn a sensation, but it didn't last. Romijn starred in a number of box office flops, divorced Stamos, and has been replaced as Mystique by a real actress, Oscar nominee Jennifer Lawrence. Yes, just because you're a world-famous model doesn't mean you have what it takes to make it in Hollywood. Just ask Gisele Bundchen. Bundchen is the highest-paid model in the world, and many argue the last true supermodel. She caught the eye of Leonardo DiCaprio and dated him for several years, although the best role she could get was as the villain in the American remake of Taxi. The movie flopped, and neither critics or audiences were smitten. But hey, we're talking about a woman who can't even act nice in public to the mother of her husband's first child, fellow model-turned-actress Bridget Moynihan. When it comes to supermodels, one of the greatest was Cindy Crawford. So naturally, she felt a career in Hollywood was a given. And she did everything by the book, from marrying Richard Gere to slowly testing the waters with small roles in music videos. But when it came time for her to make her big screen debut in the action thriller Fair Game, the critics were merciless. Perhaps because Crawford seemed too entitled. But whether she brought the humiliation on herself or was the victim of a cruel press, it was the beginning of the end, not just of her acting career, but also her modeling career. Crawford's contemporary, Elle Macpherson, had a little more luck. The Australian Sports Illustrated model was so famous that she was nicknamed The Body, and cleverly used that image to get her first on-screen role. Yes, The Body made her acting debut in Sirens, where she spent much of the movie naked as an artist model. The film wasn't a critical success, but the press made such a big deal about a famous model being so naked that Macpherson became a household name. However, while she got a number of respectable follow-up roles, Macpherson became more of a celebrity personality than an actress. She hasn't really acted in 10 years, yet she has a number of popular product lines and recently became the new host of Britain's Next Top Model. Sirens helped make Hugh Grant a Hollywood star, as it was one of 3 films starring the British actor that were all released stateside within a few weeks of each other. One of those other movies was 4 Weddings and a Funeral, which co-starred another model-turned-actress, Andie MacDowell. Now, things didn't start out great for MacDowell. The successful model made her acting debut in Greystoke, The Legend of Tarzan as Jane, only to have all of her lines dubbed over by Glenn Close on account of her not being able to lose her southern accent. But she made a glorious comeback with Sex, Lies, and Videotape. The daring indie film not only put MacDowell on the map, but Steven Soderbergh, Miramax, and independent film in general. So, which model do you think makes the best actress? And what are you expecting of Rosie Huntington-Whiteley? Plus, should the catwalk lead directly to Hollywood? Write your thoughts down below and be sure to check back for more Transformers 3 Dark of the Moon news and reviews right here on Beyond the Trailer.